Letter 327. To the Earl of Balcarras. Alexander Lindsay, 2nd Lord Balcarras, and 1st Earl of Balcarras, to whom this letter is addressed, was a man of superior talents, and espoused the cause of the Covenant. He commanded a troop of horse in the Covenanters' army at the Battle of Alford, 2nd of July 1645, when General Bailey was defeated by Montrose. He was one of the commissioners dispatched by the Parliament of Scotland, 19th of December 1646, to King Charles I, with their last proposals, which his Majesty rejected, upon which the Scottish army surrendered him to the English Parliament and retired from England. When in 1648 troops were raised with the design of rescuing the king from the English Parliament and restoring him to liberty and power without requiring from him any concessions to his subjects, which was called the engagement, Balcarras took an active part in this enterprise, for which Rutherford, by the way, tenders to him a reproof. On the arrival of Charles II in Scotland 1650, he repaired to his Majesty, by whom he was advanced to the dignity of Earl of Balcarras. He was High Commissioner to the General Assembly of the Church of Scotland, which met at St. Andrews, 16th of July 1651. In 1652, he settled with his family at St. Andrews, keeping up a correspondence with his exiled sovereign, and in 1653 again took arms, in an ineffectual attempt to uphold the royal cause against Cromwell. His estate, after this, being sequestrated, he withdrew to the Continent. His lordship did not live to see the restoration of Charles, who died of consumption in the prime of life at Breda on the 30th of August, 1659. His mortal remains were brought over to Scotland and interred at Balcarras, Douglas's Peerage of Scotland. This letter is given from the original among the Balcarras Papers, Volume 9, Number 135, Advocates' Library, Edinburgh. Balcarras House is 3 miles from Largo. A tower on the crag above it marks it out from a distance. The old mansion has been nearly superseded, but you see carved on the walls the old motto, Astra Castra Lumen Numen. In old books it is written Balcarras. Regarding some misunderstanding. My very honourable Lord, I am sorry that your Lordship should be offended at any sinistrous misinformation concerning your supposed discountenancing of ministers. For the general, I can say nothing, being utterly ignorant thereof. I hope your Lordship will make the best use of it may be. For myself, I owe no thanks to any that have named me as the object of any discountenancing, for truly I value not any of these, when as the conscience of my innocence showeth me, and for aught known to me truly, that I offended no nobleman in the kingdom, far less my Lord Balcarras, whose public deservings have been such as I esteem him to have been most instrumental in this work of God. I hope, my Lord, you will pardon me to make a little exception in the matter of the late sinful engagement, and therefore, my Lord, I entreat you to forget that business. For since your lordship said of me in your letter to Mr. David Forret more than I deserve, I shall be satisfied with it as an expiation. More than any discountenancing of me can amount unto by millions of degrees, and therefore entreat your lordship to accept of this for anything that any could say to your lordship of that business. If I had thought so much of myself as the discountenancing of me had been a sinful neglect, whereas I know there is little ground for the contrary, I should have spoken to your lordship myself. So, trusting your lordship will rest satisfied, I am your lordship's at power in the Lord. Samuel Rutherford, St. Andrews, December the 24th, 1649.